Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we're back with the game week 2 of League 2. I'm going to take you through all my predictions for this coming weekend as we head towards another busy week in League 2. Obviously we had the Carling Cup, not the Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup. That's how long I've been watching the League Cup in midweek. Now we're back to league action. I'll give you my predictions of every single game that there is, and hope that I can get more of the predictions correct. And let me know what your team's going to do in League 2 this weekend. Obviously, I will leave you my... I will give you my Grimsby prediction, but I will also leave the link to my pre-match preview if you want to see, do I change the decision, what I give on this, well, who knows. But let's crack on with the weekend, shall we? The first game of the weekend happens at there's two games kicking off at 12:30, and the first one is Bromley hosting AFC Wimbledon. Now, last time out, Wimbledon got a 4-2 win against Colchester. Bromley got their opening win of the season as they won 2-0 at Harrogate. So two good wins for both teams. Obviously, Johnny Jackson is the AFC Wimbledon manager, and obviously Bromley's manager is getting off to a very, very bright start under Mr. Andy Woodman. He seems to always just have his flat cap on, or his cap on most of the time. But what do you think is going to happen this time between these two? Well, it's a derby of some sort, isn't it, really? Bromley are going to be buoyed. Their first home game as an EFL club. Obviously, having prolific striker for them in Michael Cheek. Can they repeat what they did last week? Bromley's a tough place to go. I think this could be close. Could Bromley be buoyed? I mean, they obviously missed out in the League Cup at in midweek. Can Wimbledon? I'm going to say Wimbledon to nick this. I'm going to say 2-1 to Wimbledon. But, you know, Bromley, if they can get the early points on the board, they're going to be quite pleased. I'm going to just say Wimbledon 2-1. Second game that starts at 12:30 as well. Carlisle United host Barrow. Now, last weekend when Carlisle and Barrow played, Barrow won 1-0 at home to Crewe, while Carlisle United got thumped at Gillingham. Now, Carlisle also had the disappointment of losing in the League Cup. They haven't made the best of starts. Barrow, always a tricky team. Carlisle look quite poor at the moment. They haven't really started and got going so far in the league. I'm sorry, Carlisle fans, from what I've seen of you or heard about your first couple of games, they need a result. I'm sure they're going to go for one, but I'm actually going to give this to Barrow. A 2-0 win against Carlisle United, I think, for Barrow. Carlisle need to try and get results early because they don't want to have that sinking feeling as back on. They don't want to be doing a Forest Green type thing. That's what Carlisle don't want to be doing, like Forest Green did last year. Once they started badly, they couldn't really resurrect it. So they'll have to be careful. But I think Barrow, solid team, always our side. I think they'll get the 2-0 win against Carlisle Saturday lunchtime. Accrington Stanley. Then we go to the 3 o'clock games. Host Harrogate Town. Harrogate, obviously, with that disappointment, losing to Bromley on the opening weekend. Accrington didn't have a very good start either. A 4-1 away defeat at Doncaster. Now, obviously, form at the moment, it's no massive deal, but both sides will want to come out with a league result after this. And Harrogate, they're one of these teams that could really struggle this year. Harrogate, this could probably be a year where, like I said, they could be relegation threatened, and I'm going to go for an Accrington win here. A 2-0 win for Accrington over Harrogate. Accrington over Harrogate for me. I just think at the moment they've probably just got that little bit of an edge over Harrogate, but I think they'll want to stamp their authority now at home for the first time in the league. They'll want to make something of Harrogate, or put a statement down. So 2-0 for me for Accrington over Harrogate, but Harrogate will hopefully be looking for a rebound from their defeat against Bromley and hoping that they can get something out of it. The 4th game of the day happens to be Bradford City against Salford City. Bradford winning against the MK Dons on the opening weekend. Salford with a disappointing result on the opening weekend. Obviously losing 2-0 to one of the title favourites in Port Vale. They've got one of the playoff favourites to make the playoff, Bradford. Obviously Bradford losing on penalties in the League Cup in midweek. Salford, struggling as they are. Will this go to form? Will Bradford go 2 for 2? I did see that they're looking at probably having to make some more funds to strengthen the squad further, Bradford, but they do have a very strong squad if they get it together. I'm going to go 3-1 Bradford. I think that's going to click because I think they will be able to get enough past Salford. Again, watch me getting that one extremely wrong. But I am saying Bradford City 3, Salford City 1. After this, the next game is Colchester up against the MK Dons. Both teams losing last time out. Milton Keynes Dons losing surprisingly on the opening day, very surprisingly, to Bradford. I don't think people expected that too much. And Colchester losing 4-2 against Wimbledon after being 2-0 up, I believe. And that would be frustrating to Danny Cowley. That they had the lead, they played really well, and but Wimbledon were able to scramble away with a 4-2 win. This game's difficult because MK Dons will want to put it right early after their defeat on the opening day. Colchester, it's how much will that loss in the league last week affect them. Colchester is a tough place to go to, so it depends how the Cowleys approach this. But I do fancy the MK Dons to get the job done, and I'm going to go. They're going to want to put a marker down after that against Colchester. I'm saying 3-0 MK Dons. As blunt as that, 3-0 MK Dons. But I'm sure Danny Cowley the first goal in that game is going to be crucial. I think if MK Dons get it, I think they could run away with it. Colchester get it, I think it could be quite tight. But 3-0 for me is my prediction. Next game on is Chesterfield as they go to Crewe. Chesterfield got a draw on the opening night. Last time out, Crewe losing out on the opening day. Obviously, quite disappointed for I would say both sides really. But I would say it's this is a pick'em game really. Obviously, I loved it last week. I got told by a Chesterfield fan that Paddy Madden wouldn't be available. I don't know how long his injury is for. But, you know, their goal last week came from Dobra, who is a very, very capable player at this level. So, you know, it's just can they... can they bounce back and get Crewe? Crewe are an indecisive side. You don't know what you're going to get with Crewe. But definitely at the Morflake Stadium, they can be quite difficult to beat there. This is the first draw I'm going to go for the weekend. I'm going to go Crewe 2, Chesterfield 2. Again, the first goal in these games are going to be crucial, but I'm saying 2-2 between Chesterfield and Crewe. But Chesterfield fans, Crewe fans, let me know what you think. What do you think? Next on the agenda is Grimsby Town hosting Cheltenham Town. Cheltenham, under Mickey Flynn, they won opening weekend. Well deserved as well, to be honest. And it was the result here. There it is. They won 3-2 against Newport. So against one of Mickey Flynn's old sides. The Mariners lost 1-0 to Fleetwood in quite a poor game in truth. Obviously bounced back with a penalty win over Bradford in midweek for the Mariners. Cheltenham, like I said, they're going to be buoyed after their start, and but Grimsby at home, you know, we play well. I fancy us to win this one. I'm actually going to be like confident, and as of now, I'm going to say 2-1 to Cheltenham. As of right now, I'm saying 2-1 to Cheltenham. What am I saying? 2-1 to Grimsby. Well, I'll be right one way or the other, I think. But I'm going to say 2-1 to Grimsby. I think it's just the early season optimism that has got me there. 2-1 to Grimsby. But Mickey Flynn's sides are very tough and obviously quite free scoring, free flowing. Which most of his teams are. A very attacking minded coach. We'll have to see what comes off there. Hopefully the Mariners can get their first win of the campaign, and at home, Blundell Park, it's one of those games where you kind of hope they can. Morecambe hosts Gillingham in the next game. Morecambe, a little bit, shall we say, a tad disappointing at Walsall. Last time out, a 1-0 defeat for them. So they're going to want to bounce back. Whereas Gillingham, thumping win for them, a 4-1 win for them. At the moment, you'd say Gillingham are quite buoyed with everything. I'm going to make this one a quick prediction. I'm saying 3-1 to Gillingham. They do look really good at the moment. They seem to definitely know at the minute where their net is and where the net of the opponents is. So I'm saying 3-1 Gillingham for the game against Morecambe. Next, Newport County host Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster Got off to a flyer, and was playing the cup as well. Because obviously Donny won 4-1 against Accrington last time out, and Newport lost 3-2, obviously to Cheltenham. So it's kind of like an end-to-end kind of game for both. I'm gonna say Doncaster because at the minute they've just got a confidence going around the pitch right now. But I think if Newport play similar to how they played, it could be close again. I'm gonna go. Sorry, Newport 3-2 again. They lost 3-2 last weekend. They might lose 3-2 again this weekend. Doncaster are free scoring if you let them, and I'm going to say Donny to win 3-2 against Newport. Port Vale against Tranmere Rovers. Now this is a bit of an intriguing one because Port Vale obviously won 2-0 at Salford. Tranmere Rovers got a 0-0 draw against Notts County, and it's tough. But Vale Park, it's going to be very, very difficult to go to Vale Park this year and get anything. I've got to go Port Vale. 2-1. I'm saying Port Vale win. They look good in the league the way they started, but like I said, it's very early days. These they may take a dip at some point during the season, but Vale Park can be a fortress for them. It has been in the past in League 2. So I fancy Port Vale to get past Tranmere Rovers 2-1 for that. Next we have Swindon up against Walsall. Now Walsall obviously with a 1-0 win in at the weekend. Swindon not quite successful, shall we say, but they did get a draw against newly promoted Chesterfield. So both teams unbeaten so far, at least in the league. Also for Boyd, they've gone 2 wins from 2 because they won midweek as well, and in the cup, so they're going to be Boyd beating Exeter. Swindon, now when they got it together against Chesterfield, they did look at a dangerous side. This is quite difficult. I'm going to go another draw here. I'm going to go Swindon 1, Walsall 1. It could be a very, very difficult game. Obviously, Walsall are going to want to go 3 for 3 at the start of their season. Swindon are going to want to obviously pick up their first win being at home as well. But I think that could be 1-1 between Swindon and Walsall. We'll find out. And the final game for the weekend is Notts County hosting Fleetwood. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. So this is a very, very interesting game. Notts County have got a 0-0 draw on the opening day. Fleetwood ended up getting a 1-0 win against Grimsby. And then obviously Notts County failed in the League Cup. That's right, Fleetwood won in the League Cup. So actually Fleetwood are 2 for 2. Notts County drew 1 and lost 1, I believe. Not scored as many. I think they're still trying to get used to life without Macaulay Langstaff. Fleetwood probably, will probably marginally start favourites for this. Not by much, I wouldn't imagine. I think it'll be quite a tight game, especially at Meadow Lane. And what do I think is going to happen here? Do I think Fleetwood can do it again? Or do I think Notts County will get their way? Oh dear. This is actually a tricky one. I'm going to say Notts to win this by 2-0, and see if they can get a result, because they'll be back midweek. I'll go into the next round of games on. I'll do the next League Two preview. I'll do that on Tuesday, but obviously Notts County play midweek next week. They'll want to go into that. So I'm saying 2-0 to Notts County, but if Werdu is still there at Fleetwood, he could help them along the way. So Notts County are going to have to be wary of Fleetwood, because they're quite dangerous on the break. But again, that game's going to be like a first goal kind of situation. So I'm saying Fleetwood are going to lose 2-0 to Notts County, but we'll see how we go from there. I will be at the Grimsby game on Saturday. So any Miners fans there, do come and say hello and tell me what they think about the score. But if you are going to any game in League Two this weekend, do enjoy it. Hopefully your team's result, unless Cheltenham, the team's result goes well, and I'm sure Cheltenham fans will say that to me, really. I hope you do well after our game. So, but now if you're going to any game at the weekend, and I've read any of your club out, please do let me know down below what you think in the comments, and I'll be intrigued to see what people think on the opening, on the second, not the opening weekend, the second weekend of League Two action. So that is my League Two preview done and dusted. I will see you guys very, very soon with another one that will come out Tuesday, with a midweek game coming towards the end of the week, leading into the weekend. In the meantime, guys, please do like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will leave you the link to the Grimsby prediction to see whether I keep my scoreline when I said 2-1. Will it be the same? I'll link that down below for you as well. So stay safe, everybody. Enjoy the games this weekend. It is warm, isn't it? If you're wondering why I feel like I've stumbled through a bit of this video, I am warm. It is warm here. So, guys, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy any game that you're going to. Leave your score predictions and comments for me down below. Like, share, subscribe. Can you get me to 250 before the transfer window closes? Let's see if we can do it. I'm loving the support so far. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you soon. And I'll see you next week with the next League 2 preview. Until then, guys, I'll see you soon. Ta-ra for now. Bye-bye.